Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is Monday, so it's a Monday meetup. My name is Araya Anra. I'm a psychic medium and energy healer and life coach. And gosh, I apologize. I've been gone for 2 weeks. I had an amazing retreat happening in Sedona with my Dragon Heart program. And some big energies and some big transformation and shift that you might have been feeling around September 23rd, right after the fall equinox. And yes, some big things happened. Hi, Robin. Good to see you. Some big things were set in motion there with the global grids. So apologize for that. And then I actually took a week off last week. I had a week with my kids, promised them no work. So I am back now, excited to see everybody and talking about something today that interestingly came up with one of my clients today. And I think it felt right to talk about it with everybody because we're all moving through that. We've all shut down our power. We've all shut down our voice. And there's places in the journey where people use these terminologies of, speak your truth or step into your power or, embody what you be a pillar of strength. What do those really mean? How do you do that if you've been living with either a low self-worth or patterns of behavior that were shutting you down, shutting your voice down from early on in your journey, from early on in your childhood, where you learn to put your thoughts down, chill them out, put them on ice, hold them back, don't speak. You'll be embarrassed, you'll be judged, you'll be shut down. Your idea won't be validated, so then it just makes another chink in your self-worth tower, right? So why put it out there? I'm just going to maintain what I have. So we all have these injuries and these pieces of ourselves that are false beliefs based on who we truly are. And as we open on our spiritual journey and we're moving forward, it's like, whoa, there's some big stuff out there. I can feel these pieces of myself, but wow, it's really hard to access them. And okay, so what does that mean? I have this great experience in meditation, or I have this big healing with somebody and this big energy work. And then I go about my daily life and I find myself falling into those same patterns. I find that I can't speak my truth to this person, or I'm in this situation and I want to be in my power, but I don't know how. So I thought, it would be really helpful to talk about that and get people thinking about the tools that you can use to start becoming conscious, because really it's about bringing awareness into every moment of our day, starting with small tidbits of where we're not able to do that. And when we can see where we shut ourselves down. So this is a great exercise that came up for this client to do that I think would be great for anybody out there that's going to get called to listen to this video today, to use as an exercise to just start paying attention. And that's where all of our change happens, when we start paying attention to what we're doing in our daily life and being really conscious of it. Conscious is having it in thought, being aware that it's right in front of us. And so not just blindly going through our day, really paying attention to everyone and everything around us, every situation that gets brought in, because it all has something to show us. So this exercise it's so simple, and yet you're going to start realizing truths, because when you start paying attention to the little pieces, the bigger patterns start to reveal themselves. And so this is to go through your day and start realizing and paying attention to every place where you defer your own power, your own interests, for whatever reasons. Start noticing first where you defer your own needs and desires. Where do you set someone else's above yours, whether it's to avoid confrontation, whether it's because you don't believe your idea or thought or need or desire is valuable or worth it. Maybe you just are naturally quiet, and so you shut down and you let everybody else run the show. Your truest nature has a voice. Your truest nature has a way that it wants to be in the world, or something that it wants to eat for dinner, or something that it wants to wear for clothes, or a desire of something it wants to do in your work and your department, at your office, and a direction that you want to see it take. Your voice counts, and it needs to be heard, but how do you get to having it heard? How do you get to knowing your own strength and standing in your power and not being taken advantage of? And sometimes it's okay to know that, all right, I'm really okay with it being whatever. So maybe it's as simple as choosing a restaurant. You're going out to dinner with 3 friends, and you naturally always defer to their wishes. So start looking at, whoa, I'm deferring, I'm letting them pick. Is that because I'm truly okay with it? Or do I have a natural ambiguity because I've so squelched my own desires my whole life and put layer upon layer upon layer of, oh, I'm going to defer again because I'm not worth bringing up what I want. Oh, I'm going to defer again because I just don't want to fight with them about it. Oh, I'm going to defer again. So we get all these layers over. So at some point, we don't even realize what our soul wants as far as desires. I don't even know what my soul wants to do, or what my soul wants to eat, or how my soul wants to dress. What's my real desire? I've deferred my own way of dressing, for example, my whole life based on how my mom wanted me to dress, maybe. Or maybe my dad said, no, you're not wearing those kinds of clothes. Go change. And so that affects how we dress as adults. And maybe we're dressing the way we are because we're rebelling against all that. But really, we like the clothes that maybe they would have put us in. But we like to rebel. So start paying attention to these little things. Where are you deferring in your life? Hi, Christina. And then once you start noticing all the little places, and it could be picking a restaurant, picking a meal, picking clothes. It could be, wow, at work, I let everybody else's ideas come onto the table first. Or I let my boss, just absolutely demand and throw all this stuff at, and I never speak up and say anything. Start looking at why. I notice that I'm deferring my own needs and desires. Oh, why am I doing that? Am I trying to avoid confrontation? Am I unambiguous because I don't really know what I want? Am I thinking that that person will judge me if I say what I really want because they'll think it's stupid? So I'm letting them, override mine without even getting a chance. So these are all the little things that we start paying attention to. So I encourage you, and I'm going to pay attention to it too, because every time I have a session, I know there's a mirror in it for me. So where am I still deferring in my life? And where can I yield or erase some of that? Because as soon as we bring it into consciousness, we can start shifting the pattern. And when we start shifting the patterns, when we start uncovering all the layers, and then we start getting to the depth of, wow, I can really feel my soul, and I have some power that I want to step into, and maybe I can get rid of some of the layers that are locked in my vocal cords of all the energetic shutdowns that I've put on myself. And now maybe I'd be willing to speak up and say my truth. That's speaking my truth. But I can't speak my truth if I've always put my vocal cords on ice, if I've always shut them down and said, don't say anything. Because maybe I was told my whole life to be quiet. Your opinion doesn't count. But whatever that case is for you, I felt like sharing that today because it felt so relevant to so many people. And I feel like I'm going to draw a card for us on that. I love my Angel Power deck. So I'm going to draw us a card from that with this in mind for everybody that's going to be watching the replay as well. For where the most essential part for you, what is the biggest key for you specifically in seeing where you defer your nature? What's the key for you? So let's just see what the angels have to say about that for each of us. And we get this card right here. The Magician. Now this is interesting. So we have this beautiful magician, and he's got a rainbow of art color around him, and he's pulling a rainbow out of his palms. Really beautiful image. And it says, you can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear. Successful beginnings. So I feel like that is a perfect card for today because it is magic. This journey that we're on, this spiritual unfolding to embodying our full soul self, whether that be dragon, whether that be angel, whether that be star being, whether that be human. Whatever your natural soul essence is, you're on a journey of embodiment to bring your soul essence into your full experience in this human body. And that is a magic act. That is all about magic. And so this magician coming in, and it's successful beginnings. But maybe this is the beginning for you of opening up to that knowledge. Hi, Bridget, good to see you. And being able to become aware, become more conscious, because this little tool, this little exercise, hi, Diaz, or Nicole, nice to see you. Maybe this little tool today is going to bring enough consciousness in for you to change one pattern. And as soon as you change one pattern, you consciously know that you can change another, and you're going to start the ball rolling, and that gets exciting. So it is a successful beginning, and you can manifest the life you want. So if you know that you want to have certain things and you just keep deferring and deferring and deferring, whoa, you can shift it. You do get to have the life you want. It's all about what you project, both verbally, mentally. Everything that you put out intention-wise is what you can actually create. And it's just starting to recognize the small places where you've shut yourself down over and over and over again. And what you need will magically appear. So, wow, maybe this is what you needed to hear today in this video magically appeared in your feed and you don't know why you've never seen me before, or maybe a friend referred or tagged you in it, whatever the way that it gets to you, it's just like that in life. Your guides have you listening to this for a reason. They always line things up for your highest and best. Amen, Robin. And that's going to get you the next piece. And the things that you need will magically appear. So if you're trying to work on this exercise, I guarantee you there's going to be some opportunities in the day where your guides are going to line up an opportunity for you to see, oh, I just deferred to that friend of mine. I just deferred my own needs and desires. And I did it again, because then you have that first awareness. So I love that. Absolutely beautiful card. Very perfect for what we're talking about today. And I have a new deck I'm going to try out. I think we'll pull one more card from this deck. It's called the Stellar Oracle. It's in French, so I'll translate it as we go. But I received this as a gift from one of my Dragon Hearts from France while I was in Sedona. And I'm so grateful because this deck is absolutely incredible. And got Metatron's Cube on the back. I love that. And these beautiful images and cards. So let's just see what this deck has to say and see if it fits and matches how I work. This will be an experiment because I haven't done it, but my soul is saying you want to use these cards, you know you do. So I'm going to speak my truth and step into my power and pull one of these cards for all of us today. So same question, sitting with that of what is the key for me in moving into the embodiment of my power and being able to speak my truth and really live that and become conscious of it. So let's ask this deck, splitting right here energetically. Oh my gosh, what a gorgeous picture. This image is just stunning. And we have the Alpha and the Omega. Ne cherche plus dans le passé. So don't look in the past. Don't project into the future. Only your connection with Source in the here and now will bring the responses to your question. Boy, if that doesn't fit, very philosophical, very deep, and I know it was a decent translation, actually. So being in the present is essentially what that message boiled down to. Being in the present moment is going to bring you the answer to your question. So if you want to know how to live in the... Isn't that beautiful, Robin? So if you want to know how to live in the present moment or live in your power, speak your truth, start embodying all the things that you know you be. Stay in the present moment. Living in the past, living in the hurts, staying in it. Yes, those awarenesses are going to come up of where you got shut down as a child maybe, or as a teenager, or in your first marriage, whatever the situation is. Projecting in the future of how you want to be better, you want things to look. Okay, hold the vision, but don't live in the future. Hold it right here. I don't know. You'd have to look it up. It's Stellar Oracle by Aurelia and Ajnael. I'll just leave it there so you can see it clearly. And gosh, if they do it, it's by Editions Earth Rainbow. Not sure where that's from, but absolutely wonderful deck. I'm so grateful that I received it as a gift. Anyway, that aspect that they're talking about in that here and now. We don't project into the future. We don't go into the past. We're really living and embodying this moment now. So being able to see, feel, hear, and know consciously what's in this moment, because this moment is holding a key for you. So in this moment, if you're having a situation where, I'm deferring again, you're in the present. You're right there, and you're becoming aware of it. When you start to see it is when you can start to shift it. So hope that message hit home. I'm excited to be putting out a newsletter this week. If you're not on my newsletter list, go to invokehealing.com or dragonwithin.com. Most of the newsletters lately have been through the dragon work, so that is a big piece that's been explaining what's going on with the grids. That's coming out this week. And remind everyone about the transmissions coming up for the Sacred Journey in Egypt and South Africa starting October 24th. I will be heading over to Egypt for some big magical stuff in the grids with the dragons and with the Divine Feminine, and an incredible group of I think there's 14 of us all together, with 11 as those participating and 3 sort of running it or holding ceremony and doing the pieces that each of us do. But there's going to be transmissions available for 6 different of the activation sites between Egypt and South Africa, and it's going to be a big powerhouse journey. So either message or email me if you need information about that. It is under the Dragon Within Facebook page under events. And it's also listed in the For the Love of Dragons group. And tell you what, after I do this live, I'll put it in the comments here for fun to the events so that you can see it easily and quickly. That has to be registered by October 22nd, because once I leave the country, it's going to be all in place, and we're going to get started, I believe, on the 26th. That's Saqqara Pyramid. So big power stuff coming there. Excited about it. And if you're on your journey and you need some help or guidance, I do 20-minute discovery calls to talk about what would be a good fit, what you're looking for in your work, if we're a good fit to work together, if some of my programs or sessions would be right for you. So feel free to look up on invokehealing.com to find my booking calendar, to find those. I do 75-minute readings. I do 12-week programs, and I'm going to be launching a 4-month program soon for my Eye of the Dragon program. So watch for that if you're interested. Anyway, I'm sending a great big hug to everybody out there. Thank you so much for being here. Love connecting on Mondays, and glad to be back. So have a great, great Monday, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye, everybody.